around for, oh, Susie's back. Hi, Susie.
Hi,
And Shelby. Oh my gosh, so many people. Okay. So hey everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Marty Johnson. I'm the Director of Education at iTheatrics, and I'm kind of your host for the Zoomsicle, which means I say hi in between all the other people and then let them do all the hard work. So Teachable Tuesdays, what it is, if you don't know, if you're new, welcome. Every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, Team iTheatrics gets together and we teach you guys a lesson, something that you can do now and learn things for yourself, but then also give you material that you can take back to your currently virtual classrooms and then eventually real classrooms and workshops and rehearsals. So it's great. Just so you know, your chat feature is turned off, but if you have any questions or anything comes up along the way, or your chat feature is turned on because you're muted, sorry. You're muted, but your chat feature is on. So if you have any questions or anything comes up, please email and text us them and we will try to help you answer those out. Today, you will be getting classes from the talented Miss Cindy Ripley, who is our senior education consultant. And then the talented Stephen G. Kennedy, who is our resident choreographer at iTheatrics. So with no further ado, I think I'm going to turn it over to Miss Cindy. Hey, Cindy, you ready?
Hey, I sure am. Thanks, Marty. Oh, I got to get so I can see everybody because I love to see everybody's faces. Welcome back. It's really nice to see you on Tuesday. I'm very excited every time it's Tuesday and I get to see all of you. Life's a little crazy right now, right? Ups and downs, and you have good days and you have bad days, and you're thinking about your kids, and some of you are doing online teaching and some of you are doing things you've never done, and everybody's trying to stay positive, but it's not always easy. So thanks for tuning in, because even though you are all the most capable directors we all know, everybody needs to do something for themselves, especially when you're an artist. So even when we all just see each other's faces, that's doing something for yourself. So it's great to see you here, and thanks for joining us. Today is about breathing and dancing. Fun stuff, right? Especially at the same time. So let's kind of do a Zen warm up to get us into breathing, because singing is all about the power of breath. So I think what we'll do first is just kind of stand up for a minute, everybody. If you'd kind enough, give yourself a little groan. And get yourself grounded and comfy in your space that you've been in. And at the same time, I'm going to back up just a little bit so you can see me. Would you take your arms, shake them out a little bit, roll your shoulders a little bit, just to get back in the mood and get your body ready to work with those things. And take your arms and make like a steeple, like the Notre Dame Cathedral, right up over the top. Stretch it up so it feels good. And then just bring it right out. Bring it right out. And do it again. Go up and make a cathedral and bring it down. And think about where your breath structure is right now. You lifted everything up. Go back to your original tired, I think I'm going to do something posture. Just give me a normal stance for a second. Now raise your arms up and feel what happens to that structure of the breath when you go up. And as you lower them slowly, it's all going to stay in the same place. And when you do that, why don't you sit down very gently? The structure's all in the same place there. Everything else is relaxed. In fact, you can close your eyes. At that time, let your neck roll back a little bit. And let it roll in the front. Open your eyes for a second. And as you do that, put your head one way. I'm going to let you choose the way as far as you can. And at that same time, wave to everybody in our ensemble. You may on the left side of the screen. You may be on the right. Then take your head and move it as far as you can to the other side and wave to everybody. You don't know quite where you are on the screen, but I do. So this time, would you look up? If you might be on the bottom of the screen, look up and wave to the people above you. And then look down. I'm not going to look down. I have roots the size of the Panama Canal, but look down. And when you do that, wave to everybody, because you may be on the top of the screen. Now you know your ensemble. I feel bad when we can't say hello to everybody. So you're coming back neutral. Roll your shoulders back one more time. Close your eyes and get so that you're very comfortable. Hopefully your breath structure is still where it is. And just breathe any way that's most comfortable to you right now. But imagine that your air source is from the bottom of your feet and you're breathing in and the air is very cool, and keep breathing till you naturally have to exhale. I'm not going to tell you how long that is. Closing your eyes feels better. Just be conscious of your breathing. Don't think about what happened today or yesterday or tomorrow. And then exhale it when it's comfortable, as long as you comfortably can. Don't push it. And this time, imagine a scent or aroma that is so pleasing to you while you are inhaling from the bottom. You're breathing in. Your whole vocal structure that we left after that Eiffel Tower pose is staying right where it is. And then you can exhale one more time. Let it all the way out. Take the luxury of as long a breath as you can take. And one last one that you're breathing in. It might even be a taste that you're thinking of, but all the way in, enjoy every second of it. Think of nothing but what part of your body that breath is traveling through till it gets to its maximum. And then let it out and open up your eyes when you're comfortable. I feel like I should start playing spa music right now, you guys. You look good. You look good. We have a lot of toolboxes in iTheatrics. Probably some of you are tired of them, but I love them because for kids, it slots things off. In my vocal toolbox, there's 6 things. But the biggie in the vocal toolbox is breathing. It's by far the biggest ones. It's the one I have kids guess, and I say, what do you think's the biggest one? And then they finally realize that they wouldn't be standing there putting on a show if it wasn't for breathing and how important it was. So there's really 3 reasons you gotta think about breath the most. And we tend to forget about it because it's a normal body function. But we don't usually do it right to help ourselves put on a show. Number 1, you breathe because you need a healthy sound from anybody you're working with. A healthy sound so that it lasts forever, and a healthy sound so it sounds beautiful and it doesn't hurt their vocal structure. Wave your hand in the air if you've ever had nodes in your life. Anybody? Or how many have had students that have had nodes? How many can hear students the last time you worked with them and you know that they were heading toward node land? That's all. You can help control that if you make something a habit a little bit. The second thing that's really important is when kids run out of air or have this airy, weak sound, it's because of breath. You can control that. When they are rock solid on this ballad and they get to the end and they can't hold the big, 11 o'clock number at the end, they can't do it. That's because of breath support. The third one is sustainability with staging and choreography. If I'm lucky enough to have Stephen Kennedy choreograph my show, and my kids are wailing away, they look beautiful, but they can't sing the end note because they don't have the sustainability. It's not Stephen's fault, it's mine. So those are the 3 reasons: a sound, running out of air, and being able to sing and dance at the same time and make them both look good and sound good. So I'm going to give you 3.5 techniques that you can help kids with, whether you're helping them person to person, of course, ideally, or you're helping them online. But the first one sounds a little silly, but it is the most important: to teach kids how to breathe right. It's really teaching them how to breathe right. So if you don't mind standing up, we'll talk that way, okay? All right, guys. The first thing is when you breathe regularly, what happens? You take a regular breath. It's usually shallow, and what we call it is tense, and it hurts here. So everybody just take a breath in like you're talking, you're breathing, and let it out. Now put your hands anywhere that you feel a breath might be made, like in your upper chest or your neck, all around there. Because kinesthetically is how kids understand that, not by me talking at them or you talking at them. So just breathe again. You're feeling it while you're talking. And let's just sing a pitch that's comfortable to you, anywhere in your range. Feel where it vibrates, okay? Here's the trick. Kids don't realize, they think breath comes from here and here. They don't realize that you've really got to ground yourself. So help a kid get grounded. Find a place where your feet are really comfortable, because that's where you're going to imagine. Remember in that warm-up, we imagined air coming from the bottom? Kids have to get grounded on that posture or they can't really breathe correctly, especially on big, long notes. So they've got to get grounded and think low. And here's what I call the burger wrap thing, like they're going to eat a hamburger. Put your hands like that. And then take it and put it around your middle. So your thumbs are on your back and your front's on your belly. So take it off again so you know what I'm talking about, because that's what we call about it with kids. And put the burger wrap. And when you've got it there, this is what you want to expand. We forget, you don't want to get skinnier. You want to get as big as you can. You think about your expansion going all the way around when you're breathing, okay? So when you're breathing now, it's got to be a big supportive sound. And let's sip in with that and feel if you can feel this expand. Take a sip in, everybody. Just breathe. Sometimes I tell the kids, how many feel? Yep, you feel it bigger. Do it again. Let it out so that you can feel that working. Sometimes you're not going to see it, but you're going to feel it. If you see experienced singers, you'll really see it. Breathe in. This time when you come out, would you sing ah on a pitch that's comfortable to you and feel what happens? So breathe in. Ah, you'll probably have a little more air. You can go on and on like that. Now, think about it another way. Put your hands there, but think about suctioning up all the air around the floor. I tell kids, think that you're Veruca Salt in Willy Wonka. Remember how big she gets with the blueberry thing? Think that you're getting that big. That's how they have to, in their head, think about how that expansion has to be. So if your feet are solid, think of suctioning up the floor. Here we go, ready? And sing a note once you get it in. Ready, and as long as you want to sing it. All right, that's technique one. Kids can get used to that. And if they get used to that, starting a rehearsal for 2 seconds and realize where it comes, it helps when they get to those notes without talking about posture and things like that. The second one is just managing the breath. So take that burger wrap again, put it around where it goes. All right, I want you to take a surprise breath, like, take a surprise breath that if a news report just came on our phones that said the world was going to be like it was 8 weeks ago, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Here we go. Take a surprise breath. Ready? Add the face to it. Do another one. Here we go. All right. It goes in, and did you feel that immediate collapse? This time, take a surprise breath and let the collapse be slow. Let it come out after that. Here we go. Ready? And breathe. Keep breathing out. Keep breathing out. Keep exhaling. You can use an S, whatever you'd like. Keep exhaling. All right. Try it again and think about pulling a string out of your mouth to exhale and see how long you can keep it going. Here we go. Take a surprise breath and breathe. Keep going as long as you can. As long as you can. Visually, it really helps kids. It really helps kids until they run out of arm. Sometimes we do it another way. You want to ideally keep it 45 seconds, and kids can practice that. They can practice that on their way to a rehearsal. They can do all things like that. So try it. Do the milkshake one. If we're in a big circle and you're warming up with kids, we often do this. Let them imagine the type of milkshake they want. You're all adults. If you want to put Bailey's Irish Cream in a milkshake, go for it today. But you're going to be sipping in. Here we go. And use one hand as your burger, a one-handed burger today, and then use the other as your straw. We'll take a longer sip and then exhale as long as you want. Let's take a long sip in and a long sip out. Ready? In. Now you probably noticed that the air got thinner. Sing it on a pitch. The idea is not just to keep it the length of time, but to keep the pitch from wavering and to keep the pitch the same, you know, the tone quality the same. It doesn't get airy or thin or something like that. So find a pitch that's comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be mine. You can use both hands if you want. We'll sip in. I'll kind of direct you on the sip and then sing the pitch as long as you can, and I'll have to stop before you. Here we go. Ready? I'm not going to time you to 45 seconds. If kids can get to a minute, they're doing great. So they can have challenges. It's a great way to start a rehearsal. So that's breath management. The next one, the next exercise is strengthening exercise for the diaphragm, because that's what keeps everything going. The easiest way to do this with kids is panting like a dog. So take one hand and take your pinky finger and put it around your belly button. And with all I've eaten lately, this is not a fun task, I'll tell you. And then put your thumb up by your bottom rib so you can really feel it right in there. Now, would you say, kids can see this, but you should be able to feel that pushing out. It's not your abdomen muscles that are pushing that out, it's the air. So try it again. Now start really slow and see if you can make it go a little quicker. Ready? As fast as you can do it. You should start feeling your back engaging and everything like that. Yeah, maybe, I hope. That should happen as you practice it. Now, as you do it that way, now try it and put a tone, a sound with it, like ha, like you're laughing. Here we go. Let's try the same thing, and let's start slow, and then let's get a little faster. Ready? Ha, 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 and they can go on. It's fun to have a contest with kids like that. And the last one, put a tone with it. Pick one that's good for you. Ha, a pitch that you want. Ha. In fact, let's do a scale. Ha, 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 ha. All right, let's start slow. Ready? And ha, 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 ha. Make it a little faster. Ha, 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 ha. And then you go on and on. You know exactly how it goes. So that one's really fun. It challenges it. It's the same motion as laughing. You can almost start with the warm up like it's laughing, but it's strengthening that diaphragm. Well, that will let a kid have some sustainability if they're dancing or they're singing. And the last one to close those up that I'll do is the one you hear me do called the bowling ball exercise for breath and range. I grew up in Massachusetts. I was a terrible bowler. I hardly ever did it. And they had this thing called candle pins. And I always tell the kids I was the world's worst bowler, but you've got to get that kind of form the way you're going. So you're going to take the old air out. You're going to do it in slow motion. Just watch. Out with the old air. And in with the new. So get in your bowling position and give it a shot. Any way you want to do it. Make it as long as you can on the exhale and the inhale, and not so it's all at once, because your sound's going to sound like that. Here we go. And out with the old air. Perfect form. And in with the new. And the other one I like to do, I love to do stuff that relates with sports with kids. The kinesthetic stuff is how they remember it, is take a Frisbee, same thing, but you're going to go out with the old air and in with the new. Ready? And in with the new. So controlling and strengthening that diaphragm will let you hold on. Like if you're going to go, you can stop the beat. So make sure you cut things off together with kids so they realize that breath cut off is as important as pitch cut off. And that if they think about strengthening it, thinking low, making themselves big, sound should be a little better. I hope. Makes sense a little bit? Happy to answer questions about it. Back to you, Marty.
Thank you, Miss Cindy. Yay, Cindy. And so now we're going to take that information that Cindy just gave and put it into a little bit of action. I love that you all sat down to get a drink of water, because my guess is you're going to have to stand up in just a few seconds with Mr. Stephen G. Kennedy, who is going to lead you now. So, Stephen, are you there?
Am I there?
Yes, I hear you. Yay! So, Stephen, it's over to you.
Awesome. Cindy, that was amazing. All of you who know me know who is my best friend during a production. Who is it? Say it right now. I know you're going to know it. Your music director. I have 3 of them that I don't use, but I get to work with so often, and that's Cindy, Dan, and Lindsay. And everything that they do, everything that you just heard in that workshop from Cindy is what I'm going to try to do physically is to help your students. I think today we're really working on breathing, accessibility and pacing. So for right now, and I can't see all of you, but right now I'm going to have my mysterious sound man, who may look very much like my profile picture right now because that's a little bit wonky. I want you all to close your eyes, and I want this mysterious person to play that song, and I just want you to kind of get an understanding of the song. Mysterious man, go ahead and move. Go ahead and move.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, till I found my way. You can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, I met a woman like to shake it on a Saturday night. And so I'm gonna shake it gently with all of my might. You say you can't stop the motion of the ocean, all the rain from the sun. You can try to stop the paradise that you're dreaming of, but you can't stop the rhythm of your heart's in love. You say you can't stop the beat. You can't stop the beat. You can't stop the beat.
All right, thank you, mysterious sound person. So what I see right now is that this song has a lot of energy. If what you do is start at the top of this song here, you can never get higher than that. And just like what Cindy said about vocals, you need to do the same thing physically. When I started working on this number that we just randomly chose this week, I realized I'm going to try to see if I can see all of you. There you go. Raise your hand if you were here for Freak Flag a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. What I realized is that I started with the same choreography. And I thought, oh my gosh, I really should change this. This is inappropriate. I should teach something new. And then I realized, no, this is in my wheelhouse. It really supports what's going on. You hear all of this music, excitement, and then calm. So I decided to keep it. So everybody stand up and let's start this. Now, I do have glasses here, but I'm not going to be able to see you anyway. So I'm just going to pretend that I can. So I want everybody just to feel the music in the beginning. A mysterious man, could you just play that music? I want you to do whatever you want to do. Here we go. Great, stop right there. So you're going to hear all of that excitement, right? That's all you're going to hear. And then all of a sudden, we're going to do exactly what we did with Freak Flag. I want you to take your right shoulder That could be different for everybody right now. That's okay. I don't know my left from right, so we're going to be just fine. And all I want you to do is push forward and push, 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 push. That's kind of a lie, but it's okay for now. So basically 8 pushes. Some of that will change for some. Mysterious Man, would you play that music again? Here we go. Here we go, push. And here's awesome. Now, I'm going to put my glasses on because now this is the time I really want to see who's going to tell me the truth. Raise your hand if you want to be a 1, group 1. Raise your hand. Awesome. Raise your hand if you're going to be a group 2. Awesome. Those of you who did not choose, I will be watching. Awesome. So if you are a group 1, you're going to go push, 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 just like we learned. If you're a group 2, you're going to go push, 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 push. So that's 6. And then you can do whatever you want. I would pinch my nose and swim down. And I just want to see you go down low. Make sense? Yeah, raise your hand if that makes sense. Awesome. Let's do it again from the top. Mysterious Music Man. Push. I'm going to do group 2.
You can't stop
Awesome.
an avalanche.
Awesome. So what I'm doing here is you've got all of that excitement in the beginning, right? All of that random excitement, energy bursting. But then those pushes, those pulses are going to give your kids and your students an opportunity to breathe so that those vocals can continue, right? Now I've divided you into group 1 and group 2. While one group works, the other is resting. While the other one, and you can see, obviously, we're going to reverse that. So group 2 pops up and group 2 goes down. Make sense? Awesome. Let's do it again. Group 2, I want you to really watch me. But at the end of that phrase, group 1, I want you to go down. Make sense? Here we go. Mysterious Music Man. Here we go.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill.
Swish.
You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you
Awesome.
know you never will.
Awesome. So you already have it. And what you really want to think about, y'all, during that is think about the lyrics. Group 1, what are those lyrics? It's all about going racing down the hill, right? Like an avalanche. What can you do? I, as a teacher, want to give you the opportunity to show me your special skill. So what is that? Racing down the hill. I might do that. You might find something else. And then as we popcorn, because you guys are so brilliant, you followed me perfectly, all I need to see is a little attitude, right? So the avalanche as it races down the hill, you can't stop. Yeah? Make sense? Awesome. Let's do it again. And then I've got a special picture to show. Music Man. Pulse. Here we go. Think about those lyrics.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you
Everybody
never
follow me.
will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still.
Awesome.
So I'll keep still.
So there it is. You're listening to that lyric, right? That lyric is, I can't stop my feet. So holding back a little bit gives a little bit of tension and a little bit of something for the audience to anticipate so that, but now I'm gonna dance. Make sense? Let's go from the beginning again. Awesome, I'm watching you now. Good.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the
This is
seasons,
everybody
girl,
now.
but you know you never
Everybody.
will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still.
Awesome.
I'll keep standing.
Awesome. Can we do that one more time? I'm just gonna watch you guys. Hit it, Music Man. Good job. Stop. Stop. I'm seeing some of you perform a little less. Remember, if your Music Man is not as good as my Music Man, Grandma still needs to see it. So I want to see it now. Here we go. Good. Yes.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will.
Everybody.
And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause I will keep spinning round and round.
Awesome.
My heart's keeping time to
Awesome.
the beat.
Good, Music Man. Awesome. So, awesome. Really good. So we already have two groups listening to the lyrics, and each group has an opportunity to take a little breath, right? Have that ability to go, oh, I can now think about my lyrics, my moves, and my breath support, and all of that. So what we're going to do here is, I hope you can see me. So it's like so hard to get in here, but, and the world keeps spinning round and round. So we're just going to take both hands up and circle, yeah? And the hearts down and pump and pump. Make sense? None of that is the Rockettes. It's pretty simple. So what we're really going to do is hands up, circle, hands down, and pump. Here we go. Let's do that again from the top, y'all. Good job. Oh, I love watching you move. Yes. Group one.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just can't.
Round and round.
'Cause I will keep spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound.
Mommy.
I was lost till I heard the trumpet and I found my way.
Awesome.
You can't stop.
Awesome. So the other thing I did there, y'all, is I added on to that next step, which is just a pony. It doesn't have to be pretty, right? Step and touch, step and touch, step and touch, step and touch. And if what you want to do is teach that with just the feet, it's right, left, left, right, left. Yeah? And that's all it is. What that does is give energy, but it enables you to pace the number. Because I do this in a grocery store. It's not that hard, right? So let's add all that together. Here we go. Yeah!
You can't stop an avalanche as it
Pace.
races down the hill.
Pace.
You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try
Pacing
to
again.
stop my dancing feet, but I just
Tony.
cannot stand still. 'Cause I will keep spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the trumpet and I found my way.
Awesome. Awesome. So you got it. Notice all of those opportunities to pace yourselves. Think about what's coming next vocally. Now for the fun part, the signature phrase, which we worked on, last time. Now, I also want to just say this before we move on. This number, this original choreography, was witnessed by a couple of kind of popular people One of them is Margot Lyon, who is one of the, oh, yes, or Michelle Obama. Yes. So Marty, Cindy, Tim, and I, nice candle over my head. We were able to perform this at the White House for Mrs. Obama and her whole staff with Turnaround Arts, and it was breathtaking. And that's what the reason I bring it up is not only to say, yes, I met Michelle Obama, but it's also to say that this choreography, limited, specific, and doing its job is equally as important as any other choreography you can do. I've seen shows with amazing tour en l'air and fireworks and all of that, and if it doesn't tell the story, it doesn't do the work for me. The other person that I was going to say is Margot Lyon, who produced the show on Broadway, Hairspray on Broadway, and she was like, those kids. So now, before we move on to the signature phrase, I'm going to go back to Cindy a little bit, and I want you to think about really, who knows this show? Raise your hand. Give me a signal. Yeah? Awesome. So the reason this song was chosen is because right now, I didn't have the opportunity for somebody to music direct this for me right now, but I guarantee you know about 75 to 80% of those words, right? None of us can hear you. This is your safe zone. You can say, I don't know the word. I never know words. I don't know my left from right. Never know a lyric. So right now, what I want is for you to do this. We're moving into the signature phrase, right? Which means that we're almost finished with this. The one thing watching Cindy and Dan and Lindsay work over the last couple of weeks online is hearing them say, I know if you're singing, just on what's going on here. This is just as important as your arms and legs. So I want to see you. You can mess up all the lyrics you want right now. Go for it. I give you permission, okay? So now I want everybody to do this. Raise your right hand. Great. So this is my right hand. Your right hand might be a little different. And if you use your left hand, I'm okay with that. All we're going to do is fist bump, out, out. Here we go. A 5, 6, 7, and hit, out, out. You guys are brilliant. One more time. 5, 6, fist bump, out, out. Now, a lot of choreographers who I really love might stop there, but what you want to think about is this now with this phrase. Fist bump, out, out, swim. So think about that downbeat on that 5. Woo, 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 woo. And then just follow me. Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Awesome. Secret Music Man. Can we start at the very beginning? Push. Okay, group 1, I want to see you. Come on.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you
Everybody,
never
tension.
will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, and I found my way. You can't stop the beat ever since we first saw the light.
Awesome.
Shake it on a Saturday night.
Awesome. Awesome, you guys. What you did is just follow naturally. It shouldn't be scary. It's not that big of a deal, right? Let everybody know that you're moving forward. Hit, out, out, swim. And swim. And swim. And swim. Awesome. Now, no surprises. Let's go that far again. I really want to see all my group 1s disappear when the group 2s pop up. Okay? Awesome. Here we go. Yeah! Here we go!
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, then I found my way. You can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, a man and woman like to shake it on a Saturday night.
Awesome. I watched about 50% of you just do what I wanted naturally. I saw Annie shimmy with all of her might. That's all it is, letting the music guide you and let you be inspired. Again, none of that is difficult, right? I could still sustain my lyrics in my world, right? So what we're gonna do is this. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. We're gonna do 4. And then I think you might be advanced. So I may teach you something else. Or we might just repeat it. Here we go. From the yeah. Push. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still.
Good.
'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, then I found my way. You can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, a man and woman like to shake it on a Saturday night. And so I'm gonna shake it, Jimmy, with all of my might today.
Awesome.
You can't stop the motion.
Awesome. Music Man, awesome. So what we're going to do here is one of the things that's really hard for students is to understand that when you turn your back to the stuff, right? You can't hear anything when you turn your back. So what I want to teach you is, who cares about the step right now? I don't. But what I want you to think about is spotting. Look at that camera with that green light on it. It's just haunting us because none of us have gotten a haircut. None of us have showered in weeks, right? So look at that. And what you want to do is keep it right there as long as you can. As long as you can. That's spotting. So the step is this. So we're here. What do we do? All we're going to do, this is my right foot. Right foot. All I'm going to do is plant my left foot. This doesn't move. This just does this. That's it. No big deal. My right foot is just going to go step, left, step, left, together. That's all it is. Little simple pedal, right? But the more important part is keeping your face out. Step, 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 right? That's what you want to think about. It's going to give us vocal strength. And Grandma, who paid at least $3.26, will see your faces more. Can I see everybody do that? I'm just going to watch. Right foot, right foot, together. Here we go. 5, 6, right foot. Right, left, right. All right, can I just graduate all of you right now? That is one of the #1 questions I get asked more than anything is how to do a paddle, and you did it. And what you did is show me your face. Let me see it again. Here we go. 5, 6, right foot. Right, left, right, left. We can start now from the beginning, and I believe you know almost the rest of this number. So I'm not gonna even try to trick you. You're already way too smart for me. So we're gonna just continue on. Here we go. You got it. Group 1.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, and I found my way. You can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, a man and woman like to shake it on a Saturday night.
Here we go.
I'm gonna shake it, Jimmy, with all of my might. Tuesday, you can't stop the motion of the ocean on the rain from the sun. You can try to stop the paradise that you're dreaming of, but you can't stop
Awesome.
the rain of your heart's in love.
So I threw in a fun little step. His name was Elvis. It was the early times. It was the greatest of times. I was yet to be born. But all you really want to do, shimmy, shimmy, all the way around, hit. So it's whatever direction you want to go. I go right first. So for me, it would be right, left, all the way around, hit. That's all it is. 5, 6, 7, and hit, hit, all the way around, hit. My feet, I told you about my grocery shopping experience and how I actually walk down the aisles. My feet naturally follow my hands. Can you see? My heels. Heel, heel, all the way around, heel. So my heels do the same thing that my fists do. Personally, if you can get this going, nobody's gonna look at that. All right, can I see everybody? Here we go. A 5, 6, 7, and hit, hit, all the way around, hit. All right, so because you're advanced, and I already know that, I wanna see a little bit more booty on the hit, hit, all the way around, hit. I wanna see hit. Yeah, I wanna see some Elvis on that. Here we go. A 5, 6, 7, 8, huh, huh, all the way around, hit. Now that's the booty I wanna look at, yes. All right, so now you know that. There's only one more addition to the number, but I promise you'll catch on. It's very similar to Freak Flag. So let's go back to the beginning of the number. I wanna see this, here we go, good job.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, and I found my way. You can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, a man and woman like to shake it on a Saturday night. So I'm gonna shake it, Jimmy, with all of my might. Tuesday, you can't stop the motion of the ocean on the rain of the sun. You can try and stop the paradise that you're dreaming of, but you can't stop the rhythm of your heart's in love. Tuesday, you can't stop the beat. You can't stop the beat. You can't stop the beat.
Awesome, good job. See how easy it is to find some steps that you can repeat. Find those opportunities for your students to breathe. And if this is working, everything's working. Now I'm gonna add one more thing. And this, I think we're gonna record, hopefully. I think instead of Tracy, I think we should go Cindy Ripley. That would be my 2 cents. Yeah? Cindy Ripley. Yeah? Awesome. Let's do it one more time. Yeah!
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, and I found my way. You can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, a man and woman like to shake it on a Saturday night. And so I'm gonna take a Jimmy and with all of my might Tuesday. You can't stop the motion of the ocean, on the ring from the sun. You can try to stop the paradise that you're dreaming of.
Let's stop. Well, guess what? I forgot it. Now, Mr. Adam Bett did not, but I did. So let's go back and do that again. Boom, boom, all the way around.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You can try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause the world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the speed of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums, and I found my way. You can't stop the beat. Ever since we first saw the light, a man and woman like to shake it on a Saturday night. And so I'm gonna take a Jimmy and with all of my might Tuesday. You can't stop the motion of the ocean, on the ring from the sun. You can try to stop the paradise that you're dreaming of. You can't stop the rhythm of your heart's in love Tuesday. You can't stop the beat. You can't stop the beat. You can't stop the beat.
City Ripper! Nicely done, you guys. It's so incredibly strange not to hear you, but I'm watching your faces and it is so outrageous. Just remember, this is more important than that when it comes to dancing. And I know you're surprised by looking at this mush right now, but it's the truth. And find those moments for your students to breathe. Breathing so that everybody can support the vocals. You guys are so much fun. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you for making my Tuesday the best ever. Marty, they're yours.
Thank you, Stephen. Excellent job, everyone. As usual, I've taken some notes just to help you out. All of this stuff will be in the folder that we have with the video. But for breathing with Cindy, stay grounded. Teach your students to be grounded. You need strength and control. And you get that by learning management, learning how to manage your breath. Right? Those are all the activities I said. Stephen said something so smart right at the very beginning. He talked to you at the beginning of the song and said, wow, it's all this energy. But if you start too high, you have nowhere to build. So you have nowhere to build and everyone will be out of breath. So start and build the song and the energy at the same time. Give the students a chance to breathe. Group A and Group B naturally built that in. Told the song, told everything you needed to do story-wise, but also built that in. Repeating steps allow students to breathe sometimes because they're not thinking as much. Great, I go back to this thing I know so well, and I can catch my breath here because I'm not overly thinking about what step is next. It just gives their mind a second to their breath to catch up. And this part of your body, your face, is as important, if not more important than all of those steps. So even though you love that triple pirouette, if they can't sing and they can't do it, it's not going to be worth it. So those are the highlights. Those will all be things. And since we're in a dancing mood, we also wanted to show you one other thing. If you're feeling so inspired, I know some of you have kids who do this, and I know some of you have started to, because of the time we're in, join the TikTok craze. and it's crazy and silly and fun. Well, we actually at iTheatrics created a TikTok for Uni the Unicorn that we have out there. And I think Mr. Dan Mertzleff is going to be able to play that for us. He is.
Unicorn, unicorn, it's unicorn dance party.
So that is the Unicorn Dance Party TikTok from Uni the Unicorn, which will be our next Zoomsicle musical on May 8th. But that we'll put the link for that as well as the link for this Teachable Tuesday when we post it online, just so you have a chance to do that. And if you are like, not for me, but I have a bunch of students who now I have a class project for or a homework assignment for, even if they don't post it on TikTok, because they don't want to, which is totally great, they can send it to you and it's something they can do and something fun. And then they'll get to see it live on Friday at 4 as well. JT Fridays, sorry, is this Friday at 4. We have some guests. I believe it was just announced. Christina L. Lobato from Mean Girls, who's also been a JTF favorite, will be there. We'll have a sneak preview of Uni the Unicorn, and we have some other fun things happening. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next week. And thank you once again for making the world a better place, one musical at a time. All right, bye everyone.